Hello, everyone, and welcome to another beer review, and welcome to another session of Watching Me Sweat. Welcome to another episode of Watch Graham Sweat. Today we're doing an interesting one, and this was recommended in the comments by Michael from Portugal, and he recommended this beer, and I'm glad I got it. Now, this beer's a wee bit different. It's unfiltered. It's in fact, quite a few of the beers I've tried have been unfiltered, but this is another one that's unfiltered. It's a low and slow fermentation beer, and it's made with smoked malt. So there you go. And it's called Serrana da Estrela. And if I butchered that, then I do apologise, but at the end of the day, I'm trying my best. But it does say like Serrana da Estrela. And it's artisanal. And I think it's recommended to be served between 4 degrees C and 7 degrees C. Like it says, it's unfiltered. And it's posted at Fermela, Portugal. So there you go. So let's crack it open and see what we've got. Oh, a wee bit of smoke coming off of there. So those. Ooh. Let's get it poured. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's quite opaque. It's a kind of nutty brown colour, but it's quite opaque. A little bit of head, but not much. And there you go, yeah. Smell-wise, I'm getting smoke. You get a light, delicate smoke aroma. So, which is something interesting. The best way to try and kind of describe the smoke aroma, it's like some of these kind of Austrian cheeses you get, the smoked cheeses. Just when you open up the packet, you get that kind of light smoked kind of aroma. It's very similar. So there's not really getting any malt, and I'm not really getting any hops. Let's see what it tastes like. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. A little bit of chocolatiness there. It is like a brown ale with a little bit of chocolatiness to it. But it just has this lovely kind of smoked undercurrent to it. That's really nice and actually quite unusual. And I like the way how to explain, they're experimenting in the right way and with a bit of level of control rather than just fire as many hops in it as possible and see where that takes us, and then afterwards call it absolutely brilliant and progressive and, Whereas I see this as being kind of more progressive. It's kind of trying to kind of introduce existing flavours and flavours that are used in other foods into this, that type of stuff. You don't need an ice cream flavoured beer. You don't need a vanilla milkshake flavoured beer. You don't need pickled gherkin flavoured beer. That type of thing. And it's just, what the hell are you playing at? I don't need Yorkshire pudding and gravy flavoured beer. I mean, that's not progressive, that's just being stupid. But adding a little bit of smoke, which is fine because you get it in other alcoholic drinks. You can get it smoked rum, of course, you get the smokiness from kind of ale malt whiskey, all these different types of things. So smoke, and of course a lot of cocktails are also utilising fresh smoke as part of the kind of mixology recipes and everything else. So for me, it's actually more of a natural progression is incorporating this type of flavour than putting silly concoctions into beer to try and kind of make it magical and wonderful and more like a bloody kid's drink. So yeah, This is very, very light in the mouth. I don't even know what. It's 6%. It's low and slow fermented. So it is at 6%, 33ml bottle. No mention of IBUs. But it doesn't feel there's that much hops in it. And yeah, it's just a nice, slightly kind of nuttiness, a kind of slightly nutty brown ale. But with a lovely kind of smoke tones, which is just, it was actually very nice. Surprisingly, in this type of weather, it's actually very refreshing. Mouthfeel is lovely. Absolutely lovely, the mouthfeel, just perfect. Now, Michael said he had this on tap. He actually had it at the tap room. I think he did. And he said this was really, really good. And yeah, I could imagine it. This is a very, very nice beer. It is. It's unusual, like I said, but it works. It's just one of these things that works. And it's one of these things where there's a nice level of sweetness as well. So the smoke is subtle, but it's there. But it's not as if like it's overdone, it's overpowering and overbearing. You could drink a few of these quite easily and the smoke's not going to affect you. So it's not going to be like, sickening. It's actually very nice. And what it does, it's just like as if you were kind of that level of smoke that you get from some early whiskies. Obviously maybe not as strong as say Lafroy and things like that, but maybe towards kind of an Ardbeg kind of sense of the kind of scale from the whiskey smokiness, and it's kind of that, but it is nice and subtle, but it works well with the sweetness and it works well with the malt. And overall, it's just a very, very nice beer, but an unusual one, especially not something you'd expect to get over in kind of warmer climates. But yeah, I mean, I think Michael's also mentioned that there's quite a strong microbrewery scene going on in Portugal. But I think they're doing things right. They're not getting dragged into the kind of IPA kind of wars, because it seems to be a lot of the microbrewers have been dragged into the IPA wars thinking, well, hey, it's a surefire route for success. They all want to be the next brewdog, But it seems to be that they're a bit more sensible in Portugal, and yeah, they're applying a bit of thought and a bit of ingenuity instead of following the kind of rudderless kind of tribe of how many IPAs can you produce with the kind of different levels of hops, and then say you're wonderful because you've just brewed the same beer but up to hops and up to hops again and up to hops again. It's like that type of scenario, and you're thinking it's a race to the bottom. And they never seem to run out of these bloody hops. I can have noticed that. I think, Jesus, where the hell do they keep getting them from? You expect them to run out of them, but now, thank God. But no, they just keep finding more of them. Whereas you get beers like this and you're thinking, it just shows you that we've lost the plot. We might want to think we're wonderful and progressive in the UK, especially for the kind of artisanal and kind of craft beer fraternity, but let's be totally honest, you really aren't. I mean, beers like this and beers that I've had recently that I reviewed, they're making you look like amateurs, they're making you look like a joke, really. And it's quite sad, but also very good for Portugal. I mean, I hope these microbrews are being supported by the locals because they deserve to be. They're producing some really, really nice beers, really good beers, and they deserve to get the reward for it. So let's break down the flavours. Start off, you get a little bit of caramel, a little hint of toffee with the malt flavours. Get a nice level of sweetness, nice bit of grain there. And overall, it's just got a nice kind of brown ale kind of base to it. And it's very nice. And remember, the sweetness is more towards a brown ale as well, so that level of sweetness moves on to the kind of mid-tongue, and that's where it starts to kind of open up. You mean, you've got the nice malty flavours, you've got the nice bit of sweetness, nice bit of grain. You start getting a little bit of smoke, and as that smoke just slightly kind of elevates, you also get little hints of nuts as well, like a slight nuttiness coming through there. So you have the kind of nuttiness and this nice kind of gentle smoke flavour. And the smoke flavour really kind of works well with that little bit of sweetness there and the malt. And it's just really, really nice. And this takes you through the mid-tongue. And it really is just a nice, easy, easy journey. No sharp flavours, nothing really overly in your face, just nice, gentle, enjoyable flavours that work together. And you move on to the kind of the back of the mouth and the aftertaste. And the flavours kind of dissipate, but the smoke just kind of slowly kind of meanders. So it does, it just slightly hangs back a little bit. And the last two flavours, just a little bit of nuttiness, and then just the smoke just finishing everything off. And it's just very gentle, very mature. And it really is a very drinkable beer. This is it. This is 6%, but it's got such a nice mouthfeel and just a nice kind of flavour on the palate that you could actually drink these quite easily and quite quickly, which is a bit dangerous at 6%, you know, because you're not really getting any kind of feel, just that little bit more alcohol in it. And overall, it's very, very drinkable. Really, really nice. Really nice. So what would I give this out of 10? Here's a question. It's unusual. It really is unusual. But as you can see, it's a nice beer. It's unique, but it's very drinkable. And yeah, you really could drink this very easily. I mean, it's crazy that I'm getting this in Portugal. Because I'm getting some really good beers here. And this is another one. This is really, really nice. It's quite a difficult one to score because it's nice as a brown ale, but just with a little bit of smokiness and everything else, it just takes it to another level, and also gives that another level of kind of flavour that just makes it even more interesting than it would normally be. And also kind of shows you that there's no real flavours coming from hops in this beer. So it's kind of the smokiness and the malts, really, and the grains. You're not really getting anything from the hops, but it's not overly in your face, but it's a nice bit of malt to it, with a little bit of richness to it. It's just got a really nice mouthfeel. So what would I give this? I'm kind of toying. So I never bought this. It was the wife that bought this because she was going up to the supermarket and asked the wife to get us it, and I sent her a picture of it. And she sent me back and says, "This is the one, yeah, that's it." So I can't remember what the price was. She never told me, but I think it's going to be around about, it'd either be $2.49 or $2.79, because they're all kind of roughly about that price. At worst, I think it would be €2.99. But even then, for a 330ml bottle, it's worth it because it is a lovely beer. I'm toying between this is a nice beer. I'm toying about to get this. I'm going to give it an 8.5, an easy 8.5. I'm kind of maybe, no, sorry, 8.7. I'm going to give it 8.7 out of 10. It is a very, very nice beer. It really is. And unique as well. I think that's probably why I was getting a little bit of extra there, because to cover that kind of uniqueness of the flavour. And just overall, a lovely brewed beer with a really nice mouthfeel. Really enjoyable. I mean, this is a beer you could actually have with a whiskey, you know, and the two of them can go together and work quite well. It really is. So yes, so it's 6%. It's a 330ml bottle. It's a low and slow fermented beer, and with a little hint of smoke, which is absolutely lovely. And it's 8.7 out of 10. So, thanks for watching. Cheers, and bye for now.